Hi, I'm K Creates. I like to create things. And recently I saw the Venom trailer. And I know you guys might not like the Venom movie, as these movies have a mixed reception to say the least. But I've always been a fan of Venom, and I've also always been a fan of Aliens, who, surprise, as the trending page told me, was making a comeback. So today, I'm going to combine these two things, and we're going to make a Venom Xenomorph hybrid. I'm going to grab some black and white bricks and let's get started. Gonna grab a standard base plate and start piling off some thin black pieces to form Venom's little black toes. Actually, I take it back. Those are some pretty big toes. As always, I like to start off building from the bottom up, so I'm gonna stack more black bricks on top of Venom's toes. I'm trying to give it some dimension as I go along, and eventually I'm going to build up to the arch, completing Venom's legs. But something doesn't quite look right. So I'm going to do some poking and prodding at it with black nanoblocks, just adding and removing them to see what looks good. And I'm going to build up to the bridge of the legs. Not sure if there's any other word I can say instead of that because I don't want to get demonetized. Not that I'm monetized anyways, but you can never be too safe on YouTube. Anyways, I'm gonna start building out the Xenomorph skeletal ribcage, but I also want to give it kind of a more Venom aesthetic as well. But eventually I realized I don't like that. Not the ribcage, I do like that. I'm saying the legs, I don't like that. So I'm gonna take out the ribcage, which I do like, to work on the legs, which I don't like. I think my problem with the legs is that the backside is too flat. So I'm gonna completely deconstruct them, keeping only the toes, and I'm gonna start building up again. And I'm gonna keep trying various combinations of stacking more black bricks on top of it, trying to get some more variation than last time. Fortunately for me, Venom and the Xenomorph's legs I think are close enough. They're both bulky and monstrous and black. Don't take that out of context. I realized that I don't like the little white speck that I put there earlier, so I'm just going to take it out. And I'm going to keep poking and prodding at it, trying to get the backside to not be completely flat at the very least. Finally feeling satisfied with the legs, I'm going to now complete them by finishing that bridge. Now it's time to start building the abdomen. I'm going to stack a black 4x2 on top of our legs here, before once again continuing to build out the rib cage. A spider has 8 legs and the Venom symbol has 8 legs too. So I'm going to try to give my Xenomorph Venom a 8-legged symbol rib cage thing here as well. And I'm going to continue poking at it with these angled white pieces, trying to get a cool skeleton shape. Gonna add some black to diversify the pattern. And that's 4 legs done. And I'm gonna firmly press this white 3x2 piece into place before adding some black 4x2s to pad out the pecs as I start building out the shoulders as well. Gonna add 2 more angled white pieces to form legs 5 and 6. And I'm gonna continue building out the spider emblem and the rest of the chest from the backside as well. Gonna add some longer 4x1s to serve as the foundation for the arms later on, before padding some bigger black pieces on top as shoulders. And I'm gonna continue building out the shoulders and the biceps with some more pieces. And I'm gonna tuck some angled white pieces at the edge of Venom's chest. These guys are gonna help fill out and expand on the 2 legs that I made previously. And I'm gonna add 2 last legs at the very top of the torso to serve as the last 2 legs of the Venom symbol. And that's looking pretty good. With the torso complete, the legs still don't look quite right. They look a little bit too small relative to how big I made the torso. So I'm going to go back and mess with that a little bit. And I'm going to keep poking and prodding at it, adding and removing Nanoblocks, just trying to get the shape exactly right as I want it. At this point, I'm like, I'll worry about the legs later. Let me work on something else real quick. Gonna make some adjustments to the torso. And that's looking pretty good. Gonna also get some rounded white 1x1s so that I can stack them on top of the rib cage. Try to form like a little spider symbol head, bitey feely thing. I don't know what those are called. Mandibles? And I'm going to continue building out the upper shoulders and the neck of my Venom Xenomorph hybrid. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, but I should just call it a Venommorph. Way less syllables. Gonna keep poking at the shoulders and pecs area. Gotta make Venom ripped. I'm gonna start on the arms because I've decided to make my Venommorph posable. I've got these little connector type bricks and I'm gonna use them to connector type some arms. I'm gonna experiment with various different black bricks of various sizes just so that I can see what kind of looks right and about what size these should be. I'm not coming at these with an instruction manual, so, let's just kind of wing it. And that's looking pretty good, so I'm going to add another one of those connector thingies, another set of those connector thingies, so that I can extend my upper arm to my lower arm, and allowing my Venommorph to move its arm in 2 places. And from here, it's experimenting with various different hand types. I want to keep that white band that Venom tends to have on his upper hand. I think that's cool. I don't remember exactly how many fingers a Xenomorph has. I'm just going to pretend that they have 3 fingies and hope that's scientifically accurate. I didn't realize this sooner because usually my nanoblock figures consist of having 1 block wide arms, but it's surprisingly difficult to make hands, just like how it is to draw hands. I'm going to try to go for a clawed hand that also looks like it could thwip away at any moment. And that's looking pretty rad. Those legs do still look way too stumpy, so when I said I'd get to them later, I guess that later is now. I previously built my Venommorph on top of the base plate, but because I'm committing to the fully posable bit of this video, I'm gonna have to pry Venom's gamer toes off of the base plate. With that done, let's start working on the legs again. Gonna start by adding some connector pieces. And I'm gonna once again mess around with various shapes, trying to get a shape that looks quite shapely. With my legs now fully lifted off the ground, I'm going to mess around, poking and prodding at the definition of the body. Testing. I don't know where the footage for this went, but apparently off camera I made a long Venommorph tail with a sharp jagged tip out of taking a connector brick and connecting it to a long one white piece and connecting it to another long one white piece and topping it off with a lot of 1x1s and 1x1s. I guess not that many, but a considerable amount. For the head, I've gotten some long black pieces and interlaced some white pieces to form that iconic Venom eyeball. And for the tongue, I've gotten some long mahogany? Not sure if that's the right shade. Some shade of magenta purple. Anyways, I've gotten some long versions of those and stacked them on top of each other to form a tongue. And we're going to add some clear blue and white pieces to form some Venom drool. As you can see, I've stacked the sides of his mouth with some light pink coloring for the fleshy interior, and I've given him some rounded white 1x1s as teeth. But because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I think it doesn't quite look good enough, so I'm just going to take it all apart. Whoops. I want to make the Venommorph's head a little bit bigger, and I want to make it also feel a little more rounded. Right now I feel that it's too flat, and I'm trying to give it more depth and dimension. Good thing Venom's got a good healing factor because I've gone ahead and blown his whole head off, and we're just going to start from scratch basically. And taking the same basic premise, I'm going to recreate the jaw, and I'm currently spamming the board with little white teeth. And Xenomorphs have a long head, so it only stands to reason that my Venommorph would also have a long head. But to compensate for the longer head, I think we're going to have to do some restructuring, so I hope Venom doesn't mind that I split his skull in half once more. I do hope the Venommorph is going to be able to balance because it's about to have a pretty long head relative to the rest of its body. Anyway, I'm going to keep poking and prodding at the head to get it just right. I'm going to use a curved 4x2 piece for the edge of the Venommorph's head, and I'm just going to continue building it out from there. And with that done, it's on to the Glamour Shots. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, obviously, subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave a comment down below letting me know what I should make next. Thank you so much again for watching, and that's it for me. Bye.